We are back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. So it has been reported that unfortunately Steph0N has dumped Cardi B and has decided to start dating Gio, the alleged bisexual stud who previously has dated Playboy bottom bussy Cardi. Now, Cardi B's lapdog, the science experiment, Ken Barbie, said whole time she been gone. Alluding to the breakup. Mind you, 2 weeks ago, they were just arguing out in public, so she has not been gone, unless you mean she had gone to the surgery table, but she still was fucking Steph0N. Now, Ken Barbie also said, hurt people. They think they'll get you back by hurting you, but instead just push you further away. I'm proud of you, little miss. And then the arrow symbol. Okay, so it looks like once again Cardi B has been dumped. This could be a PR stunt as well, considering that Cardi allegedly will be dropping music. She did tease an alleged song lyric that said, "It's always my turn." Okay, which Partisan Fontaine, helped her write. In my opinion, I'm like, why does Steph0N gotta sleep with everybody else's girl? You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand Playboy bottom bussy Cardi and Gio broke up, but I really don't get into her like that. I think she's blah. You know what I'm saying? But then again, Cardi B might not be much better. But I'm like, this wasn't really an upgrade in my opinion. I don't know. It wasn't really an upgrade, but I'm sure Steph0N and Cardi B will be back to sleeping with each other by the end of the year. They broke up many times, especially since Steph0N can't keep his D in his pants. But I'm sure Cardi B doesn't care. Now, Julez Smith, the cougar chaser, decided to post a picture of Nicki Minaj. And then he quickly deleted it because he is Queen B's nephew, Camel Face's nephew, son of Solange, and the Carters do not mess with Nicki Minaj, obviously. And a lot of people believe that the Carters told him to delete the picture and repost it. Since the first picture had a picture of Nicki Minaj in her mugshot, which I believe the Carters used on the On the Run tour. I believe they used that mugshot on the On the Run tour. But let me know how y'all feel about it. Now, do I believe the Carters called him and was like, delete this picture? No. I don't believe that. What I believe happened was he posted the picture and realized once he saw fans commenting, especially the Barbs, under the picture, it was like, oh shit, I forgot, Nicki beefing with the Carters. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he does not give a fuck about the beef. Okay? He doesn't give a fuck. He was just fucking Tommy from Love and Hip Hop and Baddies. He do not care about the Carters or the reputation of the Carters. He's doing his own thing. But I do believe he realized once fans noticed, and I think he probably didn't want the smoke from Solange and Beyonce. He's always been careless. I mean, if you know the history of him with the Sky Jackson situation, the Tommy situation, he's always been careless. Even how he, didn't he scam like a gay event, a gay pride event? He's always been just tacky and irresponsible. Definitely black sheep of the family, but I don't really think Camel Face told him to delete it. If anything, I wouldn't be shocked if Camel Face told him to post it, because literally he's been using Nicki and Drake for the past few weeks to promote his album that he got coming. Okay, so I feel like it was probably a PR stunt, in my opinion. But let me know how y'all feel about it. Now, the Carters are also getting canceled because Camel Face just did a new Target deal. And as we know, people are boycotting this company because of DEI. He is putting out an exclusive release of his first album, Reasonable Doubt, at Target. Unfortunately, I don't think many people are going to buy it. I don't know why he's doing this. The album came out 30 years ago. Nobody cares. But he is doing it. And a lot of people are talking about how the Carters are not necessarily for black people like we thought they were, right? You know, in my opinion, even though I don't believe DEI is really for black people, in my opinion, I feel like Camelface has done this before. Remember, he told us to boycott the Super Bowl. He was telling artists not to perform at the halftime Super Bowl show to only eventually work with the NFL and decide who performs at the Super Bowl. After he told people to boycott due to Colin Kaepernick getting blackballed. So he's always been a sellout. You know, Camelface always been a coon. I'm not going to say Beyonce has been a coon, but Camelface definitely has. You know, guess who pardoned his CEO? He's always been a coon. He's been the biggest coon in the industry, but he doesn't get called out for it. I would give him 50,000 lashings, but I don't really feel like it's going to be worth it because his downfall will be happening sooner rather than later. Now, moving on from that, as we know, Scratch Off, Cardi B will be headlining Essence Fest. Recently, Scratch Off was on the cover of Essence. And allegedly, if Scratch Off and Cardi B do not make up before Essence, unfortunately, things can get uglier than Cardi B's original face. Scratch Off got receipts of Cardi B that Cardi B may not want out publicly. You know, there was recordings that have been done. And if, you know, they start dissing each other on stage, Scratch Off is willing to throw Cardi B under the bus like she threw Nicki Minaj under the bus when she released, you know, text messages and DMs, which really didn't prove anything, but, you know, Scratch Off's mind, she thought she won. So let me know how y'all feel about it. In my opinion, I think that Scratch Off is going to eventually cave in and be back cool with Cardi B, even though she got receipts on Cardi B. And the reason why I think that is because Scratch Off, if she lose Cardi B completely, she knows that, you know, she gonna go from selling 34,000 first week to, you know, 19,000 first week. And she doesn't really sell high as it is. Some of the Cardi B fans have been supporting her. So I know she feels like she needs that Cardi B cosign, because if she don't have that, she'll sell less than she already sells. So I think eventually that she will be back cool with Cardi B, even if they start dissing or continue to diss, because Scratch Off already dissed her. But if they continue to diss each other in records, I think Cardi B will respond to Scratch Off. Well, she'll hire Partisan Fontaine to respond to Scratch Off when she drops music. So let me know how y'all feel about it. It is about to get messy, but I'm here for it. But like I said, I don't really think that the beef is really going to fully last. She couldn't even stand on business with Ice Spice. I know she's not standing on business with Cardi B. No shade. So let me know how y'all feel about that, and if you guys will be going to Essence Festival. Now, the Grammys have decided to make new categories to allegedly prevent certain artists from winning Album of the Year. Now, they have announced artists can be submitted for Best New Artist up to 4 times. Previously, artists could only be considered for nomination 3 times. The Grammys also added Best Asian Pop Music Performance category for 2027 show, recognizing K-pop, J-pop, C-pop songs with meaningful use of one or more Asian languages. The Grammys also added Best Latin Song category for the 2027 show. And they asked Best R&B Collaboration or Duo/Group Performance category for the 2027 show. They also added Best Traditional Pop Vocal Performance category for the 2027 show. Now, a lot of fans are speculating that the Grammys are trying to prevent minority artists such as Bad Bunny, Beyonce, or Kendrick Lamar from winning so many Grammys or winning in the Album of the Year category. Beyonce wins for Cowboy Carter, right? The Grammys create a separate category splitting traditional country from contemporary country, made two different categories because she won Country Album of the Year and Album of the Year in 2025. Bad Bunny wins for Album of the Year this year, and the Grammys create Best Latin Song. Okay? BTS comes back and now they have a K-pop, category. So a lot of people are speculating this is due to, them trying to prevent minorities such as the Beyoncés, the Kendricks, the BTSs, the Bad Bunnies from winning Album of the Year because two minorities have won Album of the Year back to back. And a lot of people are speculating Act 3 could definitely be top contender for winning Album of the Year. And then the Grammys might create a rock category. So that way, that prevents Beyonce from winning Album of the Year. Let me know how y'all feel about it. Here's my thing with the Grammys. I don't feel like it's necessary to make additional categories when a minority wins, Album of the Year or, Best Country Album, Best Latin Album, or Best Latin Song. I don't feel like there's a reason for that. And also, isn't there the Latin Grammys? Why are we adding Latin categories if there's the Latin Grammys? I thought there was a Latin Grammys. And I definitely don't think Beyonce should be getting blackballed or forced to be pushed out just because she has so many Grammys. In my opinion, her work ethic is impeccable. And I feel like it's well deserved. Now, if she was putting out trash music, then I can see why people would be upset. But every time Beyonce puts out an album, you may not like the music, but vocally it's a good project and it's cohesive. And, it kind of breaks the internet and she still sells. I can understand if she was flopping or the music was trash, but that's never the case anytime Beyonce drops. But let me know how y'all feel about it and who do you think deserves to win Album of the Year. In my opinion, if it's not Iceman, in my opinion, I don't think anybody deserves to win if it's not Iceman. I'm sure, did Taylor release something last year? I don't listen to Taylor, but if she released an album last year, because she always dropping music, so I can't even fucking keep up. But if she released an album last year, then she probably gonna win Album of the Year. Now, one of Doja Cat's songs have leaked onto the internet. Let's take a listen.
When I hit this DJ Nigga Box. This is a DJ Nigga Box exclusive. Still.
Now, this sounds like something that Doja Cat has already put out, in my opinion, but I believe Doja Cat is eventually going to get shelved from RCA the colorist, and that's one of the reasons why, if you guys remember, Doja Cat was talking about going on a hiatus. I think she already knows that after V flop, she's not getting much of a push the next time she drops. So I think she was already preparing the fans for basically her getting shelved. So I'm over Doja Cat musically. I still like a lot of her older music, but the new music ain't really doing it for me like that. I don't think V was trash, but I feel like you can't say you was making cash grab music with Planet Her and then put out V. Like, it just doesn't logically make sense. But I can definitely see her getting shelved. Now, moving on from that, the U.S. album chart preview via Hits Daily Double has predicted Olivia Rodrigo selling 450,000 first week. In my opinion, Olivia Rodrigo should receive Donkey of the Day because she is using payola. I don't hear nobody talking about this album. Okay, the payola is in full effect for Olivia Rodrigo. Her single, both of her singles got terrible reviews. So I definitely don't believe that people are buying her album. I believe that payola was used for Olivia Rodrigo, in my opinion. Champagne Thickums at number 2, not bad. And Ella Langley at number 3 with 85,000 first week. And I don't even understand how Morgan Wallen is still in the top 10. But y'all like to support racists, I guess. But anyway, I got some very hot tea on Patreon on Oliver Tree, Love Island, behind the scenes tea on Love Island, Rihanna, Jocelyn, and Zeus on Patreon. Link will be in the description. And I hope you guys have a great day.